Hi. Come over to Insight Timer to be part of our live experience if you like. Hi, Kim. Hi, Davy. Hi, Chris. Thank you all for being here. Hi, Angela. Welcome. Can't hear? Anyone else can't hear? Hi, Liz. Okay, great. Great, great, great. Thank you, everyone. Hi, Jane. Lovely. Well, let's just wait maybe another minute and then we'll get started. Oh, great, Kim. Welcome. Warm welcome. Hmm. Hmm. If you're not on Insight Timer, I invite you to join us on Insight Timer so you can be part of our interactive experience. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hi, Rosita. So nice you've been joining again. Yes, Davey. Awesome. I did a little cardio kickboxing workout not too long ago. Yeah, moving the body in whatever way we can is so important. And if we can't move the body at all, we can use the breath. And I love it how, studies have shown us that just visualizing moving part of the body sends messages to the brain as if that part of the body is moving. So we can even use the power of our minds if we're really unable to move physically. We can use the power of our minds and our breath to support us moving energy and feeling. Mm, some of that goodness that comes from being able to move. Oh, great, Rosita. Okay, let us begin officially. Welcome. My name is Selena Lael for anyone that I'm getting to meet for the first time today. This is our weekly satsang. Hi, Claire. What a treat. Um, Weekly satsang. It translates to essentially a gathering of truth. And it's a space that we have to come together in to dive into different experiences each time we meet. Sometimes we meditate together or use different techniques or tools to support our well being or our spiritual evolution. Sometimes we have long conversations and discussions about different topics to really uplift our minds, our emotions, even our physical well being, our spiritual well being. Oh, hi, Kathy. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes, I have many offerings here on the app. I have many, many recordings that cover a range of topics. I have two courses. One is called Yogic Practices for a Peaceful Life, and the other is called Awaken My Heart, a guide to living with self love. We also have a group on the app called Love Heals All. And all of these offerings, including my live schedule, can be found on my profile page on the app, as well as a website if you'd like to stay more connected. Hmm. What else? I'm grateful for you, grateful for this opportunity to be together. Who was in Sandy's live this morning? Or it was morning for me, different times of day for everyone. But was anyone in Sandy's live today? Oh, great, Angela. Any nuggets or jewels that you received from the session? Oh, great, V2. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thanks for joining her. She's such an earth angel. Oh, cancel, cancel, cancel. Nice. Yeah. That's one I've been using maybe for decades now. It's a very great tool. For anyone who's curious what we're talking about, my one of my first gurus and most beloved mother is a teacher here on Insight Timer. and led her second ever live today. And she's leading a 4-week series, and anyone is welcome to join at any point during the series. And today, part of it was really about change your thoughts, change your life. And one of the techniques that she taught is a really simple technique, but it really helps to it helps us to become aware of what we're thinking. And on an energetic level, if you believe in the more esoteric dynamics of creation, on an energetic level, it will actually stop a thought from moving into creation. So, for example, all day long, I have thoughts, well, maybe not all day long, because I've really done some great training on my mind, but there are times throughout the day where I might have a thought that I don't want to entertain. Maybe it's a fearful thought, like it's a thought of something that I really don't want to happen, but it pops up in my awareness. Or maybe it's a judgmental thought that I really don't want to give any energy to in my life, or something like this. I become aware that I'm thinking a thought that really isn't in alignment with what I actually want in my life, how I want to feel, and so on. And so when I become aware of that, I say, cancel, cancel, cancel. And I know for some that might seem very silly, but it's actually a very powerful tool in our energy toolbox. So you say, cancel, cancel, cancel. And at the very least, just on an intellectual level, by saying cancel, 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 you're training your mind to become aware that you'd rather not be giving energy to those types of thoughts, meaning you'd rather not be thinking those types of thoughts. So, again, even if you don't believe in the possibility of your thoughts becoming things or thoughts being energy, it's a powerful way to become more self aware and to be able to consciously choose our thoughts rather than feeling like our thoughts are thinking us all the time. Kim, I'm not sure what time it was, partially because I'm not sure what time zone you're in. And of course, it's different for every time zone. And I'm actually just not sure at the moment the time. You can find all of Sandy's offerings on her profile page here on the app, and her name on the app is Sandy Magrum. mm, yeah, Judy. Stay safe in whatever weather is occurring for you. And for anyone who did join Sandy's session and found that her her connection wasn't the greatest, in case she didn't mention it, she's not at home right now and she's at a place in the mountains where it's not very stable. So rest assured, when she gets home, she'll have a much better connection to take us on journeys. Let's see. Claire is sharing. Sandy's reminder to be grateful is so helpful too. Yes, the drawing, the drawing was great. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah. There's a beautiful, there are many beautiful depictions of this spiritual teaching on the the light that we are, the source energy that we are, the higher aspects of ourselves that we are. And Sandy didn't have a copy of the picture, so she drew her own little picture of it, and she drew, like, these little cute, like, smiley face creatures. It was really adorable. Anyway, don't want anyone to feel left out if you weren't there, so we'll move on now, but, thank you all for who did join the session, and, she's just really such a blessing to this planet, and I'm so grateful that she's out there sharing her light with so many. She's so much of the reason that I am who I am. So much. The way I love really both of my parents and my beloved Saima. My beloved parents, my beloved Saima. Great, great, great gratitude. Yes, I'm very, very, very blessed. And for anyone who maybe hears something like that and says, "Oh, well, that's not fair that I didn't have such loving parents," or um, maybe experiences some pain thinking, comparing your experience to my parents. Um, I would just like to invite, as always, you can take or leave anything that I say, anything that I offer. I would like to invite, first of all, to just offer yourself some compassion right now. Maybe that means just placing your hands on your heart or just saying something kind to yourself, taking a deep breath. And I don't know how you feel about the experiences in your life, but I'm very grateful to have the perspective that life is happening for me, not to me. Or I could say that every challenge I've ever gone through has helped me grow into who I am today. I wouldn't wish other people to have experienced many of the things I've experienced or the traumas that I've experienced, but I can have tremendous gratitude to those experiences. I wouldn't want to experience them again either, but I can have gratitude for them because my ability to sit here with you, my ability to have an open heart, my ability to have greater compassion, my ability to understand things, so much of what I'm speaking to is because of the challenges that I've gone through. And of course, there are so many different analogies that show us that sometimes the challenges are what help to mold us really into who we are. They help us become the most loving version of ourselves or the strongest version of ourselves or things like this. And for many of us, maybe we're at a period in our journey or maybe up until this point, our challenges and painful experiences have felt more like they've worn us down rather than molded us into who we want to be. Maybe we feel like we have let them be a burden on our hearts rather than something that we are able to, like a phoenix rising out of the ashes, just blossom out of. Yes. And I just like to say that that's okay. I'm not that you need me to say that, but I'd like to just acknowledge that wherever you are on your journey, I think that's a place to have great compassion for yourself. And today is a new day. Maybe you've never before considered that painful experiences in your life could be part of the journey that blossoms you into the most incredible human being, who you already are, by the way. But maybe you've never considered that. And today is the first day that you're considering, okay, genuinely, not like just a quote you hear in your head about what doesn't kill me makes me stronger, but maybe something you can really feel inside. Wow, what if the things I've gone through, what if I can see them as an opportunity to persevere and to serve others? Maybe it's in a capacity where you serve hundreds or thousands of people by something you say or do. Maybe it's just one person whose life you uplift, you touch. So, again, I'm definitely not here to say that you should take on the perspective that the trauma you have experienced is a good thing or that, you know, that you should believe it to be anything other than what you believe it to be. I'm just here to offer my life experience, the perspectives that have served me, and the invitation, if you wish, to consider how this perspective might also serve you. Chris is sharing, I survived a horrible childhood, but I take responsibility as an adult to do the work and heal. And I'm very happy to be here today and on this path. Oh, Chris, I just feel so much tenderness in my heart. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to do the work. Thank you. It takes courage beyond imagination to do the work. Really, I don't think we often think about it that way, but to go to therapy, to go to a healing retreat, to do work with a coach or a spiritual teacher, to read the books or listen to the podcasts or whatever it is to do the inner work, it takes courage because naturally we're going to face discomfort. We're going to face parts of ourselves or memories or emotions or things in our bodies that we would never want to revisit. So just, I bow to you. I bow to each and every one who's choosing the path of doing the inner work, whatever that is for you. I bow to you. And that's absolutely why I'm here today, because I've been dedicated. I've been dedicated to doing the work, to looking at my shadow. Ooh, that's been the hardest. It's been harder in some ways to look at my shadow, more so than navigating the trauma stored in the body and in the mind and so on. So I bow to you. We are in this journey together. Absolutely. Jess is sharing, thank you for that reminder. It helps. Compassion. Yes. Yes, compassion. Let us start there. For anyone who's familiar with my approach, it always starts with compassion. Now, let's keep it real. I'm not 100% with myself, meaning when I get really triggered or when an old pattern comes up, I might not start with compassion. Sometimes it's just because I'm not aware. I'm not aware that I'm in an old pattern of self judgment. I'm not aware that I'm in some pattern where I'm really contracted inside. But it might also just be because sometimes it feels so difficult at first. So, although I don't do it 100% of the time, it's absolutely my approach. Whatever it is in your life, whatever you're navigating, can you start with compassion for yourself, for another, for everyone involved, whatever it is? It's such a sigh of relief. I mean, even just saying that, I just feel like a unconscious tension in my belly unwinding, and I just want to go, wow, yeah, what if I could meet myself with compassion? And Rosita, I see your share. It affected my whole life. So here you are. It's a new day. It's a new moment. What is one way that you could be compassionate with yourself right now? I'm sharing, try not to look back or too far forward and deal with what I can do today, this week, month. That's enough. Beautiful, Kim. Yeah, Claire, a softening toward oneself. Absolute healing. Just that in itself can be profoundly healing, to just soften toward ourselves. How do you feel right now? We're in a very specific energy. There are these waves of compassion. What are you feeling right now as you hear these words and reflect on what others are sharing and feel this energy, or maybe just feel what's happening inside of you? I'm so happy to be together and see all of your little bobbing pictures. Self compassion, treat ourselves as a loved one, a best friend. Yes, I love that. And Kim, I know you said you are new to our time together. You may really enjoy my self love course. It's right here on the app. Awaken My Heart, a guide to living with self love. When I listen to you, I'm calm. Beautiful. What else? What else are you aware of inside as we are in this space together of reflection and compassion and consideration? I'm grateful for this tender togetherness. Me too. Me too. Mm. Love. Yeah. And I invite you, if you wish, if you find yourself to be maybe more quiet, or you find yourself hesitating sharing, this is a really great place to practice sharing. Even if it's just like one word in the chat, I invite you at some point today to just drop something in the chat. Maybe it just says, "Hi, it's my first time." Or maybe it's a thought you're having right now, or an emotion that's coming up, or something else that arises. If you haven't shared, I invite you to share at least one thing today. It's beautiful to really feel together in community, satsang, this gathering of truth, this coming together of community. For anyone that celebrates, I wish you happy Navaratri. Navaratri is this beautiful, that's my descriptive word among many words that I could use, beautiful celebration of Mother Divine, the Divine Feminine. It happens twice a year, and it's a 9-day celebration. And there are many things that it signifies, but part of the story behind it is this story of good triumphing over evil. And I know that many of you have spent time with me know that I don't use words like good and evil. And my approach is that ultimately there's nothing wrong or right. Although we could go deeper there. We could say a more non dualistic perspective is there's no wrong or right. Of course, in the relative world, there are many things that we think of as good, bad, wrong, or right. I only want to touch on this today because we could spend the rest of the time together speaking about this. I invite you to consider that although there are things in this world that we consider good, bad, wrong, or right, that our mental and emotional relationship to our thoughts about something being good, bad, wrong, or right often determine our experience of suffering or freedom. Now, I have a lot of strong opinions about things that happen on this planet, and there are many ways that I take a stand for the things that I believe in, for taking care of the earth or the animals or the people. There are many things that I take action around. And at the same time, I am aware that my thoughts determine my experience of suffering. So when I say things like no right or wrong, good or bad, we could go very deep here into a philosophical conversation about what about murder and what about things that happen to others that are clearly bad or wrong. And I would say for me, I wouldn't even say for me, I would say this topic, which we're just dipping our toe in the water of, is just an exploration or consideration that our minds are creating the suffering. And if I look at something as bad, I will suffer. But I can practice looking at something from a different perspective, whatever that is, neutral, accepting, whatever it might be. I'm not saying that's what I do, but I'm saying I could practice that. And it would allow me to live in a greater state of peace while I still take actions for what I believe in. You see the difference? But we're not going to get into any of that more today. And I'm also not saying there's a right or wrong way, right? There's no right or wrong here. It's your journey of self-discovery. So Navaratri, this celebration of the light triumphing over the darkness, and specifically celebrating Mother Divine. So whether you have a completely different belief system or no beliefs or whatever it is, everyone is welcome to be here. And this is really a space for us to come together no matter our belief systems, for us to be in a loving, compassionate space, no matter our religion or culture, any of these things. And today, I feel to take us deeper into the energy of sadhana, daily spiritual practice. So we're going to, in a moment here, go deeper into some yogic practices together that, on a more physical level, are wonderful for calming the nervous system, wonderful for bringing greater balance and ease inside, helping our minds to become more still, or maybe just at least a little more clear. And on an energetic level, really moving stagnant energy through our systems, helping to balance, helping to illuminate the energetic systems like the chakras, enliven the light in the cells, enliven the light in the subtle bodies. I'm going to come back to some comments that I passed. Jess shared in response to what are you aware of as we touch on these things? And Jess shared, I notice pain, grief, but also relief at feeling compassion for myself as human among others. Beautiful. Yes. Yes. And Kim sharing 19 months sober and a whole new world. Wow. I lost my mom. I drank to ease the pain. Now, when I want to feel good, I do meditation on Insight Timer. Wow, Kim. Wow. That's so powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Very, very touching and inspiring. Thank you. And thank you, Kimberly, for sharing as well. I see that you also lost a loved one, lost your brother. And wow, 22 months sober. Wow. Congratulations. This is beautiful. And this is something I touch on in the self love course. It's so, so, so important for us to celebrate our wins. I mean, clearly, what the two of you are sharing are really big wins, right? Monumental wins. And it's important for each of us to celebrate little wins each day. I got out of bed. I brushed my teeth. I got on Insight Timer for 5 minutes. Whatever it is, I made myself a green drink. It's so invaluable in our journey of feeling more freedom and peace and joy to celebrate our wins. I'm not saying it's necessary, but it's really, really helpful. So I invite everyone to start practicing that if you're not already. Give yourself, like, if you can, like, actually physically pat yourself or like massage your heart or give yourself a hug and congratulate yourself or celebrate yourself for your wins, even if they're very small. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. Let's have a one word check in before we move into our sadhana. So, in the chat, I invite you to share one word. You may have 400 words right now in your mind, but share one word that describes how you're feeling in this moment. Maybe the feeling that is strongest for you right now. Good, Davy. I'm glad to hear that after going to the gym. Stretching, grateful, learning, serene, calm, present, love, sadness, hopeful, calm. And I want to just acknowledge you for sharing the word sadness. I know often in these types of community experiences, it feels too vulnerable to share when we're not happy, right? When we don't have something peaceful to share. But this is the richness. This is the freedom for to be authentic. To be authentic. I'm not saying that happiness is better or sadness is better. Authenticity is a doorway to freedom. So thank you. Thank you for being vulnerable and being an inspiration, maybe for anyone else here today who's also not feeling one of these more peaceful words and feels that space of, oh, wow, okay, I'm not alone. So thank you. Calm, similar, confusion, lonely, sadness, reflective, loneliness. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing. Being present is the present. It's a gift. Yes. So I invite you to just right now for a moment practice welcoming yourself here just as you are. Maybe it feels good to place a hand on your heart if you can move your body, or maybe just hold your cheeks gently, lovingly, or maybe just put your hand anywhere where it feels like you're needing some kind of touch or TLC. And again, if you can't move your body, you can just imagine this in your mind. And then whatever feels right for you, maybe you just say to yourself, it's okay. Or maybe you say to yourself, it's okay to feel this way. Or I I'm learning to accept you. I'm learning to accept myself just as I am. Or maybe you can even say, I accept you just as you are right now. Give yourself a moment of compassion. Thank you. Thank you. This is a practice. Maybe today it feels very awkward to give yourself a moment of compassion. Or maybe you just notice the resistance. Or maybe you notice other things that are uncomfortable. Just keep practicing this. For many of us, this is very foreign, so it takes time. Just keep practicing moments of compassion each day. You can even set a little vibrate alarm on your phone or make post it note reminders to yourself. Ah, a moment of compassion, a breath of compassion. Rosita is asking, please let me know why sometimes it's hard to accept myself the way I am. Well, thank you for asking that, my love. I invite anyone who has not maybe explored this. I have a couple of offerings here on the app that can help illuminate this uh, answer. One is called, I think, mm, something about self criticism, compassion, like meeting self criticism with compassion or something like that. I highly recommend listening to this recording of a live session that I did. It's right on the app under my audio tracks. Yeah. Or maybe, yeah, something about self criticism and compassion. The other is to do the self love course that I created. Of course, I can't tell you exactly why it's so difficult for you to accept yourself, Rosita, but I can share generally some of the reasons that many of us have difficulty accepting ourselves. And we could really do entire workshops and so much work on this because it's sometimes it's like the work of peeling the layers of the onion, meaning maybe we notice, oh, okay, it's difficult to accept myself because because I've gained weight, right? And then you peel that layer and you realize, oh, it's actually kind of difficult to accept myself because the message that I received is if you're over this much weight, then there's something wrong with you. And then I start to peel another layer and I go a little deeper and I say, oh, I've actually been judging myself and my body from the time that I was this age. You see, we can go deeper and deeper and deeper in this self inquiry. So, in general, the self criticism, the inner critic, is rooted ultimately in self preservation. And I'm just going to touch on this today because it's a vast subject. Self criticism is rooted in self preservation. For example, let's say that when I was a child, some of the kids at school made fun of my weight. Let's say that they called me names because I was chubby. And I started saying, and it was very painful, right? We all know that experience in some way or another. So it was very painful. The kids were making fun of me. I felt very hurt. And I started to say something to myself. I might not have even been aware of it then, but I started this inner dialogue or monologue of saying things like, um, I'm fat, or things like this. And ultimately, they were there. Actually, let me say a different word because that's one way, but I really want to address directly the self criticism. Let's say that I started to say to myself from then on um, how I really needed to exercise, or um, I started to equate being chubby with needing to exercise. And although some of these thoughts might seem just awful to have towards ourselves in a judgmental way, they can be healthy at times. But for most of us, they're coming from that place of judgment. That thought becomes integrated into my psyche as a way to keep me from having to experience that same judgment again. I did not explain that as clearly as I normally do, so apologies there, but hopefully you can see the picture that I'm painting. I have this inner judgment that says, you need to exercise, you need to exercise, you're not, whatever enough, fit enough, whatever it is. And ultimately, that voice is saying, you better make sure your body looks a certain way because I never want to experience that pain of rejection that I did. I never want to experience that again. So, although we see it as a negative voice inside of our minds, it's ultimately there saying, please do something so you don't have to experience that pain you did before. So, self criticism is ultimately rooted in self preservation. So, we can have inquiry, gentle, compassionate inquiry. What is this voice trying to protect me from? What is this voice trying to protect me from? We can also say, where did I learn this behavior? Where did I learn to think this way about myself? Where did I learn to treat myself this way? Because for many of us, the ways that we treat ourselves, the judgment we have toward ourselves, the lack of acceptance, is because we learned it from someone else. And this isn't to blame and judge and say, oh, it's their fault. It's the awareness, I picked up this pattern from this person. I took on this behavior from another person, but it was never really mine. I just mimicked it. And then it became mine through repetition. So Chris is sharing what's at the core of the onion. Finding that out is where it's at. Nice. I haven't found the core yet in over 2 decades of the work. I don't think we'll find it, but I love it. I think, there's also, I'll say one other thing and then we're going to dive into our sadhana. I think, and there's no right way, I think the core of the onion is waking up to realizing that this is all, you could say, the divine play. The core of the onion is waking up and remembering who we really are. It's waking up and remembering who we truly are. I think that human nature will always have something more to explore. So maybe the core is when we remember that we are source, that we are one. Rosita, I hope that served in some way for you. And for anyone else who has that question. So let us move into some practice together. Today, how's our sound, by the way? You're welcome, my love. Sound okay? You can probably hear more today, like the birds and things in the background. I don't have the noise canceling software on because I wanted to have a little bit of music and hopefully the sound will come through clear enough. If you're not here on Insight Timer, you will not hear the music, unfortunately, because the noise canceling software is engaged elsewhere. Yeah, the birds are lovely. I don't usually leave it off. I know the birds are wonderful to hear, but I live in a neighborhood that has often a cacophony of dogs barking. So I usually have the software on for peace of mind for all. So we're going to move into some breathing, analoma viloma pranayama, alternate nostril breathing. If you can't breathe through your nostrils today for some reason, you can just focus on slow, deep breaths in and out, belly breaths. And then we're just going to sit in stillness. After I give a few words of guidance, I won't say anything. We're just going to sit and be still together. If meditation is very new for you, I invite you, if you get really distracted or you're noticing agitation inside, maybe just focus on the in breath and the out breath, just that natural flow of your breathing. Give your mind something to settle on. If you find that your breath is really shallow and you're feeling agitated, maybe see what it feels like to slow your breathing down and deepen it. So, again, we're going to practice a few minutes of alternate nostril breathing, Analoma Viloma Pranayama, and then we'll move into some silent meditation with some gentle music in the background and the birds, and then we'll come to a completion. I feel before we begin, I need to step out for a bio break for 60 seconds. So if you need to do anything to prepare yourself or your space to sit comfortably, please do that, and I will be right back. Okay. I was just feeling earlier how wonderful it would be to just be on a silent retreat together. Just meditate together, maybe practice some asana, and just like just be in stillness. Okay, so find a comfortable seated position if you haven't already. Mm. Hmm. Hi, Akiko. I live on Oahu. Okay, so we will use the right hand, although this may look like your left, it's my right. You can have maybe your left hand just resting on your left knee. You're welcome to take Chin Mudra, Jnana Mudra if you wish. Relax the shoulders. Roll one shoulder up, back, and down, and the other shoulder up, back, and down. If you're familiar with this breathing technique and you'd like to just go into it, please go ahead. Otherwise, I'll explain it a little bit. So we're going to start by covering the right nostril. I've got these piercings, so I kind of have to work around the piercings, but you're going to cover your right nostril. Take a slow, deep breath in through your left nostril. And then using your ring finger, you can use your middle finger also, close your left nostril and exhale through your right. Inhale through your right nostril. Cover your right, exhale through your left. Inhale left, cover left, exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left. And if you don't need to see me, you can close your eyes. Inhale left, exhale right. And if you wish, with the eyes closed, roll your gaze up between your brows. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. Continue. You may wish to also gently touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth just behind the upper teeth. Soften the jaw. We'll start to come to a completion. To do so, inhale through your right nostril and exhale through your left to come to a complete round. Once you've completed, you can relax your right hand down and just be still. You may wish to take Chin Mudra with both hands. Feel the crown of the head lifting you up toward the sky. The shoulders relax back and down. Feel the breath slowly flowing in and out of the body. It's okay if the mind wanders. You can guide it back by focusing on the sensations of the breath. Begin to deepen your breath. Slowly move fingers and toes. Open and close the mouth, release the jaw. Roll the shoulders. Start to move the spine. Move your body in any way that feels good. If you can, open your arms wide. Really open your chest. Breathe deeply. And slowly cross your arms in front of your body. Give yourself a hug. Say something kind to yourself, something loving. Still closed, open your eyes. Thank you. I love you and I cherish you with all that I am. for your donation. I'm very grateful for your donations. Mm, yes. I was in a moment of bliss, just feeling our oneness, our togetherness, and feeling such great gratitude for you, for this grace of life, getting to experience that we are separate, that we are different, getting to have this experience, this dream. I love you. I just love you more than anything. I am you. You are me. We are one. When we remember this, all of the pain just fades away, just melts. This is what it is when we say love heals all. Not emotional love, not the human love, the existence, the substance of love. That is our oneness. When we remember, we bask in that grace, in that love. And there are suddenly no more problems and no more issues to solve in that space of love. There's just the womb of creation and oneness. Happy Navaratri to all who celebrate. Mm, thank you. Come join us in our group, Love Heals All. We'll be together again next Wednesday. Uh, what time? Next Wednesday. Next week, we'll be together on Wednesday, March 29th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So the same time that we had for today's session. Would anyone like to share anything before we close our satsang? Thank you. We love you, Davy. How good is love? Mm, mm. Thank you. Oh, that's fantastic, Susie. Wonderful. Congratulations. Beautiful. Yes. Oh, I love it, my friends. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. What a gift this life is. What a gift. What a gift. What a gift. Grace of all that is. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace. 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 Until we get to see each other again. Thank you. Thank you.